Sara, congrats on the win. You got the takedown right off the bat. Did your nerves kind of settle down a little bit after you got that takedown, knowing the stage of the UFC and everything?
I think that my adrenaline was going like the entire time, pretty constant. Actually, like a little bit after the fight, I looked at my coaches and I was like, I'm still in the fight. I'm not calmed down whatsoever yet. You know, like it was still another like couple of minutes before I actually got back to like the regular real world. You know, I think that sometimes when you fight, it feels like a out-of-body experience.
Did you hear the crowd booing?
I did, and you know what? The only times I actually hear it is when I agree. Like if somebody's locking up my hands and I can't free my hands, I'm like, yeah, would you stand it up? Like,
so you agree with the stand up?
I actually do, because the only times that they want us stood up is not when I'm not doing something, and the only time I'm not doing something is when I can't. So I can't free my hands, you know, like I'd actually rather get a fresh start.
So compare your expectations of fighting in the UFC for the first time to the reality of what it actually was, the whole experience.
You know, I think that I always like to err on the side of caution, and so I told myself it was going to be, oh, your schedule's going to be packed with media stuff and it's going to be frustrating and you're going to have a hard weight cut, and I kind of prepared myself for all of these like inconveniences and tons of pressure and the crowd bothering me, and I kind of like got that in my head, so if it happened I wasn't like taken off guard. And then it kind of also sets me up to like enjoy a lot of stuff. And so I was really surprised at how many things I really enjoyed and how great the people were and how much they try to help you and make everything very scheduled and prompt and everything to, like it's comforting as an athlete to have those things controlled. So
is the weight cut really as bad as chatting with us vultures in the media?
No, but like when I'm weight cutting, I have less of a tolerance for anything but the things I have to do. You know, like it's not really that bad. I just feel tired, so I'm like, oh, I'd rather be sitting in my bed doing nothing. But then I'm like, you know, sometimes it is effort to think of the answers that I want to portray and stuff. And I mean, so it's like, I don't know, like I come to terms with it, but everybody that interviewed me was like really laid back and relaxed, and so it was kind of an enjoyable experience.
Are you, what kind of side of the fence are you on when it comes to, you know, the Ultimate Fighter? Obviously it's really going to grow the women's division. The title fight will be December, but it kind of puts, you know, your potential title shot at minimum a year away. Is that something that you'd like to get some fights in before that kind of big spotlight, or does it kind of get you down that, you know, Ronda or Kat Zingano won't be ready to defend that title till, if they fight in December, we're looking at like this time next year? No,
I'm not worried. I just like to fight, you know, and I know that they're going to put me out there and they're going to have me compete before that. And so like if it's, for me, if something happens 6 months or 8 months, really is that big of a difference? You know, like I'm going to keep going back to the gym, growing, and the more fights I have, the better I'm going to get. So.
Did you shoot for the takedown out of adrenaline? Was it jitters?
No. It was game plan. You know, I mean, her strongest threat was on the feet, and so like I just thought, why wait? Why get a couple of hits in and stuff like that? I'm a wrestler. I can take people down, you know, whenever I want to. So why wouldn't I choose it really quickly against somebody who's a good striker and put myself in the captaincy and put myself in the positions where I can do the most damage, you know?
Did she catch you with any good shots? I know you took a couple of hits before you took her down again, got her in the crucifix.
Well, I didn't feel any of those, but she got some nice knees in. Like I felt the knees, and I was like, the first one, I was relaxed because I was looking for the takedown, so I didn't have my stomach like a little bit tightened up, which I usually do. And so like the consequent ones where I was a little bit more guarded, but the first one I was like, whoa, that was a nice little shot that I didn't see coming. And she is like super explosive. Like they were good shots.
How do you feel about getting a finish? You feel vindicated a little bit? I know some people thought you lost to Baszler in your Invicta fight.
I don't feel like it changes anything about my previous fights. And as far as that fight goes, like when you compete against somebody who's pretty good in wrestling or other sports, they have points that showed up there. And so a 3-2 match is going to look like both people did really good, but I still feel like I was slightly better in that. And it's not taking anything away. She fought a great fight. I just fought a little better, you know, and that's what a good fight looks like, I think.
What do you think you need to be? Where do you think you need to be as a fighter? What skills do you need to have to be able to take the title from Ronda, or do you have the skills right now and it's just a matter of getting that fight?
You know, and that kind of thing would be different for every person. You know, like somebody who is a good striker that can just force it to stay on the feet could do really well. Somebody who is better at jiu-jitsu and control it on the ground, like and eliminate her threats, would also have a good chance. So it's not like there's just one matchup out there that is going to do it, but not just for her, but for anybody. It's the person going out there and executing their game plan and sticking to it and be able to shut down Ronda's offense.
Would that be your plan? I mean, to wrestle her, to shut her down? I guess you personally, what are the skills that you feel you need to bring to the table to be able to shut her down?
I think that to beat the champion, the current champion and other champions, you need to be a complete fighter. You have to be great on the feet and win that battle. You have to be great on the mat and win that battle. And you have to be doing damage in both areas.
Okay, thank you.
How proud are you to be it's the third ever UFC women's fight, so have you had time to think about the magnitude as each fight you're continuing history?
I didn't. I kind of put on blinders and block everything out until actually like pretty much now, and it is like I do feel like it's an awesome thing, and I'm honored that they chose me as the third fight. And I know that all of these girls that they've chosen to fight, the next coming up fights, they're going to be just as exciting because the girls go out there and we fight with all of our heart. It's a great thing. It's a great addition to the UFC.
Were your kids watching tonight?
My daughter, I don't know if she was watching. She's with grandma right now getting spoiled rotten, so she might be up eating candy and running around with no rules, but...
Did she watch your fights? Did she ever watch your fights?
She does. She just, it's competition, like she comes in and she watches, like she's a little mat rat, she's always in the room playing around with everybody and climbing on people like a jungle gym, and we have these my coach gave me little tiny MMA gloves, and she'll hit the bag and stuff, like... I want her to do jiu-jitsu because she's like 25 pounds and she's 4. I mean, she's like, but she's little, but she's tough, So I'm like, yeah, I'll get her in there choking people out.
Ship out the old block.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
Appreciate it. Great
Yeah.
job.